Hello, welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be talking about my tattoos. Just like a little quick disclaimer before we get into the video, I do have a lot of big tattoos for my age, and some people say it's a sin, some people say it just doesn't look good on a girl, or like, I don't know, I've heard so many different things, I've gotten so many DMs about it. So I just want to say, obviously all comments are welcome, but those type of comments are not really gonna change anything, because first of all, these tattoos are already on my skin for the rest of my life, so cannot get rid of them, and I will be getting more 100%, and there's nothing you could do to stop me. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna show you the tattoo in order of the ones I got, and then I'll tell you about the pain, how it was, like my experience, if it has a meaning. But yeah, I've been wanting to get tattoos since I was really young, and my parents, like, I feel like for my first tattoo, my mom was kind of like, like, are you sure this is a big thing? But then literally after my first tattoo, like as soon as I hit 18, my mom was like so accepting. She was like, every tattoo I get, she's like, oh my god, it's so nice, and she like helps me like design some of them. And I knew my dad wouldn't care as much, because my dad has like, he only has one tattoo, but he has one arm tattoo going like this, and he's like some big lawyer in Latvia. So I was like, if has this like proper job and he has a tattoo, then he won't really care for me to get tattoos. I don't think he knows I have this many, but he can't do anything about it, so it's okay. So the first tattoo that I got is this Serendipity tattoo, which is very small. It's very difficult to read it because it's basically like in cursive, but it's like really cursive. Like the first few letters of the word are literally like almost like you literally can't read it, but that's what I like, because I feel like if it's just like really easy to read, then it's just like everybody knows what it says, whereas this way, like, you have to kind of ask me. So I got this one done when I was 16 years old in Latvia. I don't know what the law is like in the UK, in Ireland, but in Latvia at 16 years old, if you have your parents' permission, you're allowed to get a tattoo after 16. And my dad went with me to the tattoo parlors. He didn't even have to like sign anything, like just like he was there and they knew he was my dad, so they just did the tattoo. My first tattoo probably has like the biggest meaning out of all of them. It's not a huge one, but like for me, it has a place in my heart. So the reason it says Serendipity is there's a song called Serendipity, which is sung by Jimin of BTS, and literally, guys, listen to this song. I'm gonna put it on in the background right now, hopefully, like if it doesn't get copyrighted. I can't just play it for you because then I will definitely get copyrighted, but if I keep speaking, it'll be fine. But the reason this song is so meaningful to me is when I was doing my exchange year in Spain, I was really stressed out all the time. Like every day going to school, I almost wanted to cry. Like in the morning, I was really upset. Like I really didn't want to go to school, but by the time the day ended, I always had a good day and it was fine. But in the morning, every single day, maybe for the first like 6 months, I would go to school extremely stressed. And I lived about like 30 minutes away from school by car, and every single day we had to get dropped off in a car. And for those 30 minutes, literally every single day for at least the first like 4 months, maybe for like 15 minutes straight, I would literally just repeatedly listen to Serendipity, like repeat, like literally I would start listening to it, it would finish, I would put it on again, it would finish, I would put it on again. Like I would listen to it like 6 times in a row, because it just like calmed me down. Even though like the song didn't, like, it wasn't like the lyrics I related to or anything, because at the time I didn't even know what the lyrics meant. It was just like his voice is so relaxing, and it just like, I don't know. And now like anytime I hear the song, it just calms me down, and it reminds me, like, I don't know, anything you're going through, like you're gonna look back at it a few years later and it's gonna seem like something small, like you can get over anything. To this day, anytime that song comes on, I literally just like stop whatever I'm doing and I just like stare into space and listen to it. So I got it on my inner arm. I don't really know why I went for this place, like I don't remember my reasoning. I think it was just like, it just seemed like the best place because it's not very visible. Like if I had my uniform on, or if I was going for like job interviews, like you would never see this tattoo because I would have a shirt on. I would probably get this tattoo like somewhere here now, but like at the time, getting a tattoo here seemed like a big thing, because you never know, like in the future maybe I wouldn't want tattoos. So I just went for it inside my arm, and I really like it. Pain wise, it was literally nothing. It was like pinching. I think it's just because it was really fast and it's on the inside of my arm, and the people that did it are tattoo.art gallery on Instagram. I don't remember the price. I think it was about €80. So the second tattoo I got is this branch on my hand. I don't really know what this is called. I really love this tattoo because this is the one I see the most, because like my upper arms, I hardly ever see them. Like, I mean, I do see them of course, but like most of the time I'm wearing like hoodies and all that type of thing, so I don't really see my tattoos as much. Whereas this one, it peeks out everywhere. Like I always see it. This tattoo literally didn't hurt at all either. It was literally like a 2 on a scale of 1 to 10, but I have been told that I have a really high pain threshold, so don't like depend on what I'm saying, because I've been told like my pain tolerance is pretty high. Also because this was the first tattoo where I could like watch them do it, because for this one like you have to lie back and you can't really like see what they're doing, but like for this one I was properly just watching him do the tattoo, so it was just like, it was almost relaxing. But I got this tattoo done by Carlos Zuccato, and this one was done about a year ago. I got this one at the same time as my next tattoo that I'm gonna show you on my neck. Initially, when I was getting this tattoo, it had no meaning. It was literally just like, I really liked it. I wanted a hand tattoo, but literally like maybe even a day after getting it, I like gave it a meaning, and that's the meaning that I think of it now. So basically, when you get a tattoo on your hand, most of the time the tattoo artist will like double check with you. He's like, are you sure you want it on your hand? Like, are you really sure? And they don't really do that for like your upper arm, because they know that once you put a tattoo that's super visible, like on my hand, it's a lot more difficult, like job interviews and like those type of things, because on my arms I can easily hide it, whereas on my hand I can't really hide it. And I remember like I went to him and he was just like, are you sure? Like, I don't know if I'm comfortable, because like you're only 18, and then like this can, like, it's a small harmless tattoo, but it can prevent you getting some jobs. And I just told him like, I literally have a tattoo appointment in like 3 days that's gonna cover like my whole upper arm. And yeah, he was like, okay, whatever. But basically the meaning I gave it is, I always tell myself I don't really want to work for someone. This is a really cheesy meaning, but I always tell myself I don't want to work for someone. I want to get to the point where I am my own boss. It's a very cheesy thing, but this is kind of a reminder, because it crosses me off as a potential employee at like a good number of companies. Not like a lot, because people are obviously starting to become a little bit more accepting with time, but still it does kind of cut you off from some jobs. So it's like a nice little reminder, like you need to work because you need to reach your goal of like not having to work for someone. So the third tattoo I got on the same day by the same person, so Carlos Zuccato. This didn't hurt at all as well. I mean, I feel like I'm gonna say this for most tattoos, because like I said, I have a pretty high pain tolerance, but this one literally didn't hurt. Like, it just feels like someone's scratching your neck. I think it's different if it were on my skull, but since it's kind of like on my neck here somewhere, it didn't hurt me at all. It was actually pretty comfortable because I got to lie down. The only thing is that this tattoo has a little flaw. I don't know if you can see, but there's kind of like, it's not perfectly... I've asked another tattoo artist if there was any way to like fix it, and what he basically explained to me is that we have some parts of our skin where ink just kind of spreads, and it's not like the tattoo artist's fault, it's just like the ink kind of spreads. But I have that with 2 of my tattoos, that they're pretty uneven because the ink spread a little bit. So this one was purely because Ariana Grande has it, and if you guys know me, I'm like the biggest Ariana Grande fanatic. As a child, I literally spent like 5 hours a day running fan accounts for her. So I was just like, you know what, like she will be forever in my heart, even if I don't like her music in a few years. She is forever in my heart, and this is like the most memorable tattoo of hers to me. My 4th tattoo is my first big one, and it is this upper arm tattoo, and it is of Spirited Away, which is a huge movie from my childhood. It doesn't really have a meaning. Like I said, with my tattoos, I go more for like aesthetics or things that are just like have like a memorable memory to me. So like I said, like Serendipity is a song which is memorable to me. Spirited Away is a movie, like an anime movie, that is like important to me. But yeah, I'm obsessed with this tattoo. I think this is my mom's favorite. I love the shading on this. So the person who did this is Sri Marlin. I don't know how to pronounce his name. He did 3 of my tattoos, or 4. He did 4 of my tattoos, and I love his style of shading. He just kind of does like dot shading, and I really like it. I really like that it's kind of gray as well. I feel like with a lot of my other tattoos, you're gonna see like they're very like black, whereas this one seems kind of gray. And I know that with time, as you get older, your tattoos kind of turn gray. But the thing is, like, I have tattoos that are older than this one and they're darker, so I know it's not about like the fact that it's old or new. It's just like the way he did it, and I love it because this is exactly what it looks like from the movie. Like, it's literally like the design is the same. I was really scared because I know like tattoo artists, like obviously doing tattoos is an art and they want to make their own designs, and I fully respect that. I really like when they do their own designs, but for like a movie scene, you want it to be really accurate to what it looks like in the movie, and I think the guy, like, he just did it perfectly. I am so happy with this one. Pain wise, this was pretty okay as well. The only parts I would say kind of hurt would be here. I think out of all my tattoos, this area might be the worst. I feel like this area I was really like almost flinching a little bit, so it was really weird because nothing else hurts at all, but this, just like the end of this tattoo really hurt. I don't know why. I think it's like as the skin gets closer to like the armpit, the skin gets really sensitive here, so like this area hurt. And also he went around my freckle. I have a freckle on my arm and he like kind of went around it, and I find that really cute. So my next one is this tiger, and I am obsessed with it. I think the tiger for sure is my favorite one. The only regret I would have about this one, basically I thought that the upper inner arm is one of the most perfect places for tattoos, because if I want to show you my tattoos, they can be pretty big, but if I'm just like standing and my arms are down, you can hardly see them. Like, maybe you just see kind of the edge of them. So I was like, I feel really sad that I wasted my upper arm on this tattoo, because of this Serendipity tattoo, I don't really have space to put like a full picture on here. But like, also I really like my Serendipity tattoo, so I didn't want to like go over it. So I had a lot of like tigers on my Pinterest board, and I just like, in general, I love tigers. I think they're like one of the most beautiful animals in the world. They're probably my favorite animals. I saw this design where the tiger was kind of like as if like climbing down my arm, but it was kind of like his back is kind of curved, and I was like, honestly, this is kind of perfect because he can kind of be like around the word, if that makes sense. So then, I don't know, basically I went to the tattoo artist with the idea. I was like, I want a tiger that kind of like curves around the word, if that makes sense. Like, I don't want to get it like here, like I want to get it close to this one. He did this tiger and I'm really obsessed with it. Literally the only thing I would say is I kind of wish it was turned out a little bit more. So like, if you can see, it's really difficult for you to see the face of my tiger. Like, I have to fully turn my arm. But the thing is, I feel like if it was out, it wouldn't look like, it wouldn't complement this tattoo, whereas I feel like because they're so close, like that's what I like about it. So yeah, that's the only thing. Like, I wish you could see the face a little bit better, because most of the time my arm is like this, so you only really see the body. I feel like if it was kind of more out, I would be like, oh no, I wish it was right beside the Serendipity tattoo. But yeah, I think that's my favorite tattoo. I think also that would be my most painful one, because like I said, this part of your arm is really like not painful for me, but the areas where this tiger has the stripes are really thick and they're just ink. And I remember when it was getting it done, he would keep going over and over it to get it like as black as he could. And of course, like, that's the part of a tattoo, so I understand why he did it, but it really, like, I don't know, it kind of hurt. And then the next tattoos I got on the same day as the tiger, and they're already kind of like a little bit worn away, because basically what they tell you is finger tattoos go away really quickly because like you're constantly washing your hands and doing stuff with your hands, and slowly just like, I don't know, like the skin cells basically slowly disappear and your tattoo fades. So I think I'm gonna get it retouched really soon, because literally like the first word is completely fading. But what it says is Aqui y Ahora. This for once has a meaning as well. I feel like I live in the future and not like in the present. You know how people are always like, be in the present, like figure out how you feel right now, like those type of things. But whereas I'm always thinking about the future, like, and I end up like not enjoying like the present moment. Like, even when I'm like on holidays or I'm out with my friends, a lot of the time I'm not really like enjoying myself in the moment, because I'm thinking like, oh, like I have so much stuff to do tomorrow. And it's never the past. I never have regrets. I feel like that's like one positive thing I have, that I really rarely have regrets. But future, I think about it a little bit too much. Every time I look down at my hand, it's just like, you're here right now in this present moment, you're here, so focus on that. Don't think about where you have to be later, what you have to do later. And I just thought it was a lot more beautiful in Spanish, because also like Spanish is a really important language to me, because I learned it like during my exchange year, and it's just like, most likely in the future I'm gonna live in a Spanish speaking country, so Spanish is really important to me. And also it sounds a little less cheesy in Spanish. I feel like in English, if I put like here, now, I would look down at my hands and I would like laugh a little bit. I feel like in Spanish, it just doesn't sound cheesy to me because Spanish is not my native language. And my last tattoo is probably my biggest one, and it is this arm tattoo, which I got pretty recently, maybe 2 months ago. This tattoo is really cool, like how I came up with the design. Like I feel like all of my other tattoos, I kind of came in telling the person what I want and they just kind of like more or less copied it. Whereas this one was fully designed by the artist. So her Instagram is Girl Who Tattoos, and I really love her style. Basically, I really wanted to get a hand tattoo for a really long time because basically in my head, I'm gonna explain to you what I'm like thinking of getting in the future, but in my head, what I wanted myself to look like in the future is to have one hand tattoo and one shoulder tattoo so that it kind of balances out. And I was thinking for a long time what I want on this arm, and I was thinking like I really just want flowers, but I just couldn't find something that was like, wow, like that looks beautiful. And then I found this picture right here, and I just thought like these flowers are so beautiful. Like I wish you could kind of like incorporate this into an arm tattoo, because the thing is with arm tattoos, I feel like if it's a flower tattoo, it can't really have like stalks going down because it just looked a little bit too linear for an arm tattoo. And then also I figured out that those flowers are Anютneglaski, which I think in English they're called like violas, but in Russian they're called Anna's eyes, which I was like, wow, you know, that would be really cool. Like, I mean, it's weird to get a tattoo of like my own name, but I don't know, just like the flower, it's always felt like my flower because it's literally called Anna's eyes in Russian. And like when I was little, we would always see like Anютneglaski outside, and like we would pick them, bring them home, and everyone would be like, Anya, смотри, это твои Anютneglaski. I really like the idea of getting those flowers. And then I just kept like looking up like arm tattoos, flower tattoos, those type of things. And I found this tattoo with a bird. I don't know if I'm gonna find that exact picture, but if I do, I'm gonna put it right here. But I really like the bird, but it was just like too random. I was like, this is just like a bird, like a big bird. And like I like birds, but like I don't know, it just seems a bit random. And then I kept like looking at pictures, and I kept seeing hummingbirds, and I was just like, I really like hummingbirds as well. Also, I have like a weirdly vivid memory of when I lived in LA. I just remember seeing like a hummingbird in real life, and I was like, whoa, like it's so small, it's so cute. And it's just like, it's such a vivid memory because I was 8 years old when I lived in LA, so I don't remember that much, but it's just like this one vivid memory. And then I just started looking at pictures of hummingbirds, and I was like, I don't know, like I really like the hummingbird, but once again, I don't really have a reason to get this hummingbird. So I was just kind of like, I don't know. And then I literally just like looked up on Google, like what are the different types of hummingbirds, and I see that it comes up like the most common hummingbird is called Anna's hummingbird. And I was like, bro, like the coincidence that like I see this like Anютneglaski, which means like Anna's eyes, and then a day later I kind of start thinking about getting a hummingbird, and then the most common hummingbird is called like Anna's hummingbird or something. I could be wrong on that, but I remember I looked something up and that's what came up, and I was just like, wow, I need a tattoo of that. And I texted the girl, the tattoo artist, and she came up with the design, and I really like it. I would say the only thing I would change is, I would not change it, but the only thing I would add on is I would probably go to the same tattoo artist to get it a little bit bigger, because basically, as you can see right now, it's kind of like just like this, but if I twist my arm, like the way your skin moves, it's really like, it just ends here. So I think what I would do is I would ask her to just like extend it and like make it kind of wrap around my arm. Maybe not fully, because like this part of my arm is completely like empty, but just a little bit, because if I raise my arm, like it's just very like, it's just like a straight edge. It just looks kind of awkward like this, because initially like the way you're supposed to see it is if my hand is just like down and relaxed, but usually when I'm showing people, I show them like this, and then it just looks really blunt, because like that's just the way your skin moves. Yeah, so the only thing I would do is I would probably like add some more flowers here, maybe like going down a little bit. I would love to connect this flower to this one, but I don't think that will be possible because they're very different styles. And yeah, that is all my tattoos so far. I'm definitely planning to get more, but I think I'm gonna try to move away from my arms a little bit. If I do get arm tattoos like next, it will be small ones, just because I wanna kind of like give it more time to figure out like what I really want. Because the thing is, I never really have regrets. Like even if I get like a stupid tattoo, I'm not gonna have a regret, because because I have a memory attached to that tattoo. But the thing is, there's so many tattoos that I want to get, so I want to be smart about my decisions because, like I said, for example, for this one, I really love this tattoo and I have absolutely zero regrets. But if I had to go back in time, I would probably get this somewhere else because I would like to have like a big tattoo on this part of my arm. So yeah, I need time to like think it through properly. So next, I would love to do something on my stomach somewhere, like maybe under my boob or like on my rib cage or like on my hip. I don't really know. Maybe something on my ankles. Also, I really love thigh tattoos. Like they seem really weird, but I really like thigh tattoos. But yeah, that's it for now. Price wise, I feel like literally almost all of them were around 200. Like literally, I don't know why. It's just like, I feel like this one and the moon I got in one day, and that was like literally 150, which is very overpriced for the size of them. This one was like maybe 250. This one maybe 200, 200, and like Serendipity was like 70, 80. I don't really remember. But yeah, that is it. Thank you guys for watching. If you are planning to get any tattoos, let me know what you're trying to get. And yeah, I will see you guys next time. Much love.